right, there we go. Hey everyone, Richard Carlton here. Welcome to another great day of FileMaker training at fmtraining.tv. I'm the creator of fmtraining.tv, where you can learn all about the FileMaker platform and learn how to build better FileMaker applications for you, your customers, your organization. This broadcast is completely free to everyone and is being broadcast in high definition to Discord, YouTube, and to Twitch. This broadcast is being recorded, which is really great. Of course, we might clean up the recording a little bit, so if we make a malfunction during the live stream, then of course we reserve the right to clean that up on the recording later on. However, because it's a live broadcast, we encourage you to ask questions. In fact, some people get aggravated when there's this dialogue with you and we ask questions. We want questions. If you have a question, odds are other people have the question too. And so I want to thank everyone for logging in, Ken and TK and Dave One, Dave Learning, Ed, Elzo, Carol, Jake, Mike, all of you, welcome once again to another great broadcast. Now, as a reminder, if you want to check out the upcoming broadcast, go to fmtraining.tv, press the left tab for the live button. You can see the upcoming broadcast schedule. That's pretty awesome. Additionally, if you want to help support this channel, right? We always say this, this broadcast is brought to you by fmtraining.tv, bringing you the greatest and the most entertaining FileMaker training videos available. So the idea is that if you want to help support the channel, make sure you check out our on-demand video bundles. We have videos that cover the latest version of FileMaker. We have videos that cover the deploy course. In fact, we used to sell the courses individually. Anymore, it's just much simpler to sell a complete bundle for a low price. We do this on an annual basis. So if you buy one of the bundles, that really helps support the channel. It ensures that we can keep coming back every day, because this broadcast actually takes a lot of money to run. The people here don't work for free. As much as I would love that to be the case, they do want to get paid. So moving along, today's broadcast is being supported by the folks at the Los Osos office. That would be Haley Marie, Christian Olson, and the awesome coaching team down there. They're originating the broadcast. And so let's go ahead and cut over to them right now and get our guest speaker going as well.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday. We've got me and Nick today running the show. And so today, I believe Nick is going to be covering handling large data relationships in FileMaker.
Yes, Haley, thank you very much. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining in today. Another good broadcast. So I don't know how to make the voice of the radio voice like this, because I know people like it. Yeah, this is the boss. Let's keep him with his special voice stuff. Today we are going to talk about something a little bit hairy, and I cannot be too specifics. What I'm going to do, and I'm going to explain some reason why we cannot do things when we are large data, like a kind of large font set, right? So we cannot do certain things. So like I explained many times, when you have a large, what we call large relationship, I mean, you have a tens of thousands, teach you I will. Yeah, exactly this. So when you have a large amount of records, okay, and most of the time you are shared on the server, that's the best case scenario, and the normal case scenario is you share on the cloud. Okay, it can be FileMaker Cloud, or can be Amazon service or whatever. Okay, so and so you accumulate the problems. You have a lot of data, then you have the remote access. It's on the server, on the cloud, and then you have another problem. You have a lot of people involved. You have users, and your server might be a little bit busy. Okay, so what you don't want to happen is because I need to see myself. Okay, so what you don't want to happen is to crash your server. you don't want to destroy the performance of your server just because you as one user are doing something, because and the way that it has been implemented is crushing your server. So what's crushing the server? When you have large relationship, sorting is crushing your server. Is sorting. So now I don't know, maybe the boss is following FileMaker Claris better than me. I don't know if this sort on server is implemented or not. I didn't follow up that, so maybe you guys might know better than me. Sorting on server is sorting when you are using when you are accessing data on the server, that large data on the server, that we crush the server. So what do I intend by crushing the server? I mean, when you have a task that will make your server busy for a long period of time, for an extended period of time, for example, sorting. So if you have something that is extremely demanding in power, that lasts like a snap, doesn't matter. You know, if you have, I want 100% of the server, 100%, that's it. That's okay, okay? But if you have a task that lasts like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and you are requiring like 60% or 75% of your server, that means everything else for everybody else will be like 25% of the server for everything else. So you don't want to crush your server. So there are things when you are using large, you don't do. So what you don't do, so we eliminate that. When you have a large data set, you don't sort, period. You can try, you can do whatever you want. It won't work. You don't sort, period. Okay. Then what you don't do, you don't move data. Okay, so you don't, for example, you don't search too much. You don't do a search in a large data relationship. You don't do search. You know, you avoid search, because search also, you know, you will have the progress bar searching, right? And that will occupy your server, will get your server busy for an extended period of time, and you don't want that to happen, okay? And so what you don't do, you don't filter portals. Or this, when you have more than, let's say, 2,000 records, you can kiss goodbye filtering relationship a portal. That's it. You know, it won't work. It will be a nightmare. You will have the progress on the portal doing like this forever. Okay, you don't filter, and I'm going to explain why. Okay, I'm going to explain why we don't filter. Okay, so I'm going to try to explain. So let me share my screen right quick. I don't why I cannot. Oh, here. Okay. Okay, so let me share my screen right quick. Okay.
Real quick,
Yeah.
Agent Chevy is asking, when you say large data set, how many are you talking about?
That's the problem. Problem is how to define large data set. Okay. It depends on what you do, but when you have, let's say you have one record, okay, that is related to, let's say, 2,000 record. This is what we call large data set. You know, so you have, for example, I am a company, Nick Hunter Incorporated, and I have 25,000 items in my catalog. I'm selling products, you know, I'm selling things, and I have 25,000, products. And you have a solution that say, okay, I want all products of Nick Hunter Incorporated, right? So you have a portal showing you 25,000 records. Okay. So what do you want to do? Do you want to manipulate this, with you cannot manipulate this like you had 10 records or 20 records, so or 200 records, because when you are in the hundreds record, that's fine. You can use search, you can use filter, you can use stuff like this. When you are in the hundreds, okay, when you start getting in the thousands, it starts to be complicated. Okay, so in the first 1,000, you won't see any difference. On the second 1,000, you'll start seeing like a drop of 25%, right? And then the third 1,000, you will have a drop of 75%, and then the 4,000 is gone. Okay, it's exponential. That's the problem when you have a data set. It's not like it's not progressive, right? It's exponential. You add 1,000 and you drop 25%, then you have another 1,000, you drop an additional 50%, and then you have another 1,000 and you add an additional 75% drop. That means you cut like this down. So at the end, you will have something super sluggish. You know, when you have the spinning wheel and you don't know why, it's like spinning wheel. So when you have large data set, the thing you don't do. So let me show you what you don't do. Okay. So here, I'm removing this. Okay. So what you don't do when you have a portal like this, let's say here here it's okay. I don't have a lot of things, but I have here a good example that I'm going to share with you. So this is a system I built. Let me do something right quick before I need to set window panel demo. Okay. So here I have a solution that I built for a long time ago. But I don't have the right to show anything. So this is the kind of the initial prototype that I built for them. Okay. So, but that's enough for you to see what I'm talking about. So here we are talking about a lot of data. Okay. So it's a shipment company, and so they have destinations, and for each destination they have prices. So there are prices for example, let's say this is the type, it's by block. So from let's say from 1 to 25, they have a price, okay, 12. From 25 to 50, they have another price, right, etc., etc. From 50 to 75, they have another price. Okay, so this is destination. This is by destination. Okay, so they have all the destination of this rate here. So they have a rate, destination, and then they have for Annacis Island to Victoria, they have for the block, they have that price. Okay, so far so good. It's okay. It's easy. Okay, it's fine. But I want to show you how many records I have here. So here, for example, I have almost 5,000 rates. Okay, so here in this table here, I have 5,000 records. Okay, in the local table. But where it starts to become a little bit complicated, it's when I am in the rate lanes. Okay, so rate lanes, we call rate lanes lanes. Okay, from that the destination, origin destination. Here, I have 80,000 records. Okay, so we start talking about significant amount of records. Okay, so here you can see when I scroll down, see it's kind of it's scrolling. So I have a lot of records, right? And as you can see here, it's snappy. See, look, I'm saying next record. See, I don't have any next record. So I don't have any, what's the name, difficulties to go to one record to next record, despite the fact that I'm showing here like thousand and thousand and thousand of records, right? It's fast, it's snappy, right? So why it is so snappy and so fast? It's because I don't have any sorting, I don't have any filtering. So if I'm going here, you can see if I edit this table, I have no filter and I have no sorting. So let's say, just for fun, I want to sort that by, destination name. Okay. Here. So nothing happened. So I'm stuck. Here, what happened? Okay. So each time that I'm going to load a record, I'm going to have this happening. Actually, I'm impressed because it's kind of fast, but you have this happening. Okay.
Moki has a question real quick, Nick.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Moki was just saying, do you mean no sorting in the TO relationship as well?
Yes, not the same. So let's try. Let's try. This is a T14Q. Okay, T14Q. I know what you guys are going to say. You're going to say, "Oh yeah, if I need to." Yeah, but you don't. Sorry, yeah, you don't. So that's pretty much the same thing. See, you have the same thing. There's no miracle. Okay, there's no miracle. So I'm going to explain a little bit the difference between here. I know we have a session for that about the sorting, sorting a relationship versus sorting the portal coming. Maybe Haley, you can check when that happened.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any difference when you sort sorting the portal, okay, or sorting the relationship. It doesn't make any difference until you use a filter. When you use a filter, it makes a huge difference. Okay, what's the name? The sorting. Okay, so I'm not going to demonstrate that right now, but that's a difference. But for here, since we don't have a filter, it doesn't make any difference. Okay, so you cannot sort whatsoever. You can. Okay, that's it. Period. You don't sort. You need to make sure that you don't need to sort. Okay, so that's a way to do that. Let's say I want naturally, I want those data, okay, to appear sorted by alphabetically, naturally. Let's say, you want to have a natural behavior that when the record arrives, when they arrive on the portal, they are automatically, by default, naturally sorted by alphabetically. So what you do, you take your data, so pretty much you take all the lanes, okay, you sort them once by alphabetical, so that we take forever. I shouldn't have done that, but okay. We have a good server, and I am not on Wi-Fi. I'm plugged, so it's. But see, here, see, you have a good demonstration here. We have 80,000 records, and I'm sorting by one mere field. You know what I mean? That's it. It's not a complicated sort. And look the time that the time the server is busy. The server is busy, and the bandwidth of the server is busy, right? So, and the I/O of the server is busy as well. In and out data. The writing on this look, it's terrible for the server when you sort like this. Okay, so what you do, you sort once. Okay, you sort once by the sort you want. You export all the data, all of them, as is. You nuke all record in this table, and you re-import them sorted. You re-import them from the file you exported sorted. That means by default, FileMaker will sort the record by the first created, the first served. That means if that's the first created, that will be the first, second, third, fourth, etc., etc., etc. So, and naturally, FileMaker will say, okay, I want the record with ID, the first ID. It won't be sorted, but because the natural creation of records has been sorted, because you exported sorted and you re-import it in one specific order, when you say now, if I'm saying here, if I'm saying unsort, it go back to its natural way. That means in the history of this file, the first record that has been created was this one. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yep.
In the history of that table, this has been created, right?
Yep.
So if you export sorted and re-import everything, creating new records with the first and the second and the third in a sort order, you have a natural table that is naturally sorted by, alphabetically. I hope you got the point here. That will help a lot. That means you need to define what is your most relevant sort order, and then you export the data, you re-import the data. That's very, very simple to do, very simple concept.
Okay. We have a couple of questions that I want to get to before we move too
Go ahead.
much along. Yeah. Starting with Scott, he's saying by nuke, is that meaning to truncate table?
Yeah, truncate,
okay.
nuke, yeah.
Okay.
Truncate.
So Moki has a few questions. One, do you do that every morning at 3 a.m.? How long does it take to do this? Do you close your file to users while that is running?
No, okay. Oh, you mean the export import?
Yeah.
No, I can do that at 3 a.m. But you export import. Okay, so most of the time you don't need to do that. If you need to do that often, you can do that at nighttime. Or if you need to do that once a day. Now, the process for import export will be so fast if you execute it on server. You can do it, let's say, not every 2 minutes. No, it's not what I'm saying. But every, twice a day maybe, or when it's needed. This is, okay, here, that's why we are stepping on eggs here. But I want to be clear, and I want to try to be as professional as possible and make things as easier as possible for you to understand. For example, the rate lane here, doesn't change much in the history of the company, because it's not every day that they are going to create a new city. Maybe they're going to add once in a while, they're going to add a new destination. Let's say they will say, we have a new destination that we are going to serve, that we were serving before, etc., etc. And so they will add a new lane, right? Like, see here, they have a new lane, add a new lane, right? So they will do that, they will start to add a new lane. But so if you do that, so that means that table is not going to change often. So my technique I just explained fits perfectly the needs. Now, if it's a table that you need to get sorted, and it's constantly changing and stuff like that, you will have a challenge here. So you know what I mean? The technique you use must be tied to the type of need you have. And it's not, and this export import technique doesn't fit everything. like if you change your your contact list every day, but when you have a large table like 80,000 records, you don't change it many very often. After that, there's other kind of there's other ways to do sorting, okay, to do export import. And sometimes what you want to do, you want to export a section. Let me explain. Let's say here I have in the rate lanes, okay, as you can see here, the rate lanes is related to lanes, to those guys, right? So let's say, for example, I want to reorganize the internal ID ITM 1190. This is the name of the rate. This is the name of the rate, okay? So I want to reorganize this guy. So I'm here. I want to reorganize those people. Those are in this rate. Those records are for that rate, okay? So what I'm doing, I'm isolated this guy. So I go there and I say, okay, who is my current rates ID? Do I have it here? Yeah, current ID. So I'm doing this, right? And I'm going here. I'm searching for this guy. Okay, that is what, maybe that wasn't the right ID. Let me get the ID. So ID rates. So this is a rate. Okay. So, oh, sorry, I was in the wrong table. Yeah. So I'm looking for that rate. So I'm searching this guy. So I have 1,000 records. I'm exporting. So I'm sorting those people because I changed something. I added something in that ID, right? I'm sorting. I'm exporting, deleting those people, re-importing them. So that means when they will show here, they will be sorted, but I don't have to export all of them because they're not relevant for that guy. So that list here will show up only when I am in, you understand what I mean? So you can be clever here. We call that optimization. That means you say, okay, yeah, I want to reflow the natural sort, the natural appearance, the natural sort appearance of that table. I want to reflow it. Okay, I want to redo it, but I made a change only in that ID here. So you select that guys. So the 1,000 record here. So here you have 1,000 records, right? You select those people, you sort them, you export them, you nuke them, and you re-import them. Then that section only has been reflown, so it's a matter of optimization here. So let me continue. Do we have any other question, Ellie?
No, I don't think so. I mean, Moki was just asking Scott what truncate.
No, it's not truncate. No, forget about it. You will never now I'm going to tell you, you will never hear from me anything about SQL. Okay, because I don't use SQL. No, truncate is a script step that we have here, and we call truncate. So what truncate deletes all record in the specified source table regardless the current font set. So that means in nuke, so truncate is no, okay. So if you want to delete partial, let's say I want to delete those 1,000, no, you said delete font records. If you want to delete the entire table, you use truncate, okay? Make sure because if I use truncate here, it will nuke the entire 8,000 record, okay? Yeah, it's like truncate. Yes, it's different than delete all, Moki. Moki was asking, yeah, how is truncate different from delete all? Okay, truncate goes to the table and tell FileMaker that table has no record anymore. Delete all, say, okay, go to that record, delete it. Go to that record, delete it. Go to that record, delete it. Next record, delete. Next record. You know what I mean? It's like you have it's not like it's telling the FileMaker that table has no records. Yes, it's much faster as well. Actually, Moki said, is it faster? Yes, it's super duper fast, that Moki said. NetLobster said truncate is super duper fast, much faster than the delete font set. Okay, delete all record or delete font record, much faster. But it is all or nothing. You have a remove all record in truncate. Yeah, it is all or nothing. Yeah, NetLobster said, okay, truncate is whatever the fine, whatever your font set is here. If I use truncate, it will destroy the entire table. It will say 0 record. Here I said delete found record, it delete the 7. Okay. Very dangerous but useful. Yes, NetLobster is right. It's dangerous but useful. That's why when I use truncate, I keep that on. Dialog. Say, do you want to nuke the thing? No. Okay. Actually, I don't use that much I don't use truncate in a script. I use truncate on something I launch manually. That's my philosophy. Anyway, other question here?
No questions from Twitch or from YouTube.
So now I want to show you. So I am in a server. So I'm on a server here. Okay. So I'm not local. I'm not cheating. It's not on local. It's on server. Okay. So I have 1,000 records here. So out of 80,000 records, I have 1,000 here. Okay. And then I said I want the origin. I want airdrie to Ajax. Or I've known to airdrie, or I don't know. Abbotsford to airdrie. Do we have? Okay, so I need to know. Okay, so steward steward. So I can have steward here, and the destination. See how fast it is. And I want Calderon. Ron. Okay. Calderon. Okay. See how fast my filter here is. How fast it is. Okay. I'm on server. 1,000 record is instant. And I have from 1 to 1. I have two filters. From this to this. I have two. I have the origin and I can sort by destination. Okay. So you know what I mean, right? So
yep.
it's I have my destination here. So, and I can say I want those back and forth. So here, because you have multiple, you have this one. This means you have a return. This is you have a return. This is a go one way. The return only, and this is both. You see both return and one way. This is one way, and this is return. And these filters, I want only the one way, I have only the return, or have both. See? So here I have 3. That's why I took this example. I have 3 filter, and it's fast as hell. Okay? So how the hell I could do that? Yes, now, so Moki said, how? You know already how. I'm making session after session after session. My freaking one technique, you remember? My freaking nice one technique. So how I'm doing this, okay? If you go to empower your search, you see how I'm doing this. You go there, and it's everything there. The filter here. See how I'm filtering this? Remember, somewhere we have a empower your search video. I did 2 days on this, and you had okay. So I'm going to send you guys this file again if you want, but it's already on the free file section, the empower your search stuff. So I demonstrate how I'm doing this. Okay, here. So here what I call. You see my relationship here. So I have no filter here, no filter. If I put a filter here, you guys, you can come to meet me here. Take a plane, come over here, take your COVID test, come take a plane, come here and enjoy coffee with me, right? So that you, if I put a filter here, that will the time to show the thing, you can do this. It's too slow, okay? But here it's not, okay? So you see my relationship name here is rate lane origin filtered, but I don't have a filter, you know, it's just my relationship that is filtered. So how I'm doing this? So I'm doing here, and this is a queue, you know, this is a queue, the T14 queue, okay? This is how it works. I have, so first of all, I want to link in that table here, the table where you have all the lanes, you know, where you have the 80,000 records. I want to link only by ID of the rate. You know, out of the $80,000, I'm already isolating 1,000. When you do this, okay, you are, what's the name? You are constraining the font set dramatically. So you said, I want from this ID to this ID. That's it. So you, instead of dealing with 80,000 records, you deal with 1,000 records. Okay. Then you have a link for the origin, a link for destination, and link for return. Those are my filters. Those are the global field where I'm going to put the name of the city of origin, the name of the city of destination, and the type of transport that it is. Like it is a one-way, return, or both. Okay. On the other side here, I have also I have a link origin, link destination, but not a global. Those are global. Those are not. So what the link destination, link origin is. So I'm going to explain again what I was doing here. So let's go to that table. So you see, I have link origin, link destination. Okay. So this is exactly the same technique. I'm going to explain again a little bit, okay? So here what I'm doing, because the problem of a relationship, and that's what I was telling people all the time, a relationship with nothing cannot work. When you have one of the keys that is empty, it returns 0 record. Right? See here, if one of those is empty, bye-bye, sayonara, no record will come. Okay, if one of the if one of those is empty, the parent keys is one of the parent keys are empty, sayonara, goodbye, bye-bye. That'll work. Okay, well, so how the hell I can do that have a relationship with 0, right? Here I'm saying I want, okay, so I have my, remember I have my what's the name, custom function that I can index the name of the, you know, but that may be another story. But here what I'm doing here is simple. I'm saying I want 1 and whatever the origin name is, okay? But I want 1. That means each record here. So let's see what this what this look like, okay? This the rate lane here and the link origin, what the link origin look like, okay? Do I have the link origin here? No. So let's put the link origin here and link destination and make their actually I can do this hold on, that would be better if I'm doing this and this, because I want to show this like this, okay? And so, I want to be in, okay, so forget about this. This is the indexing that I'm using. It's a technique I'm using. I'm going to explain that one another day, but it's not the point. Every single record here start with 1. You see the first? You have 1 here. Okay? 1. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, if I go to this layout here, what happened? Oh, I closed the wrong window.
So
Hold on.
real quick while you're doing that, Agent Chevy was asking, after filtering with the one tech that should constrain the number of records in the portal, can we then apply the sort on the portal? Would that be okay?
No,
Moki,
I just
yeah,
I,
Moki,
I just demonstrate to you. It's not unless unless you do this and this. You mean you have this? You have a kind of a, and you apply the sort on. Let's say you have Anasis to Victoria, for example. Okay, you do this, right?
mm-hmm.
Do you you know, you have this? Do you if you apply the sort now? But the problem, how you can apply the sort now? Yeah, if you look, if you have a relationship, that gives you that that returns that, okay, of course you can use the sort. If you have a relationship, a hard-coded relationship, that you can predict that this relationship will, at any way, at all time, will return a small amount, a small font set, okay, no problem. But the problem here, this is unpredictable. Can be 1,000, or can be 5, or can be 10, or can, you know what I mean? So it's unpredictable, right? So when it's unpredictable, you have to predict, you have to be ready for the worst, okay? When it's unpredictable. Okay, so let me show you what the link, the J-link origins do, and what the J-link origin destination do. Okay, those are hidden. Not this one. J-link destination. Okay, this is the origin. This is the destination. So what they do, you see, when they empty, I put 1. So when it's not empty, I put the name. When it's empty, when this is empty, you put 1. So those two here, this global here and this, are related together. Okay, that means the J-link here for destination or origin, whatever. See, I have an auto entry calculation that says if the JLAN origin filter is empty, okay, put 1. Otherwise, put whatever in the field, in that field. Okay, so that means if it's empty, put 1, and if it's not, put whatever you have. Now, I have my relationship tied to this. So when it's empty, it connects the dots, because I have 1 here and I want 1 here. So now in my relationship, you know, the T14Q, whatever, if this is empty, this is empty, this is empty, it will put 1, 1, 1, and all of those fields has 1 in there, in the field, in the record. At least they had 1. So if here I have 1, here I have 1, that means it will show me everything that he can find here, because 1 that will match, that will match, that will match. But it's not empty. You know what I mean? You cannot have an empty relationship. If that empty, doesn't work. It's broken. See, I have no record here. If I put 1, I have all the records. So if this one empty, bam, is over. You know, game over. I need to have something in the relationship. Those two are the relationship, not 2. This field is driving this one. This one is the one I'm using for the relationship. No, you don't need a custom function for that. Yeah, you can AutoCalc. You know, you very easy. Here is easy. Here, let's say I want to create a field with that ID and 1 in the middle. So it's very simple. You create a field with an auto entry calculation, and here what you do. You say list, right? You say you want 1 and the ID destination. That's it. See, it does automatically. Automatically, you will have 1 and the ID. So if you put an ID that match, it will find it. But if you put 1, it will find it as well. And if all the records in every single record in the table, the foreign key has a 1 and something, 1 and something, 1 and something, And if on the parent key you said you put 1, it will find all records instead of finding 0 because it's not empty. I hope I made myself clear here, because it's very important. This is how you solve the problem, right? And yeah, AutoCalc, Moki said, yeah, use AutoCalc is yeah. It is Empower Search. Yeah, TK said, Moki, it's in Empower Search. So if you go to Empower Search, you go to that, you go to in the Empower Search, and you go to that accounts. Everything I'm doing here, that's exactly what you should do. Okay. So this is how you do that. You deal with those. So now there's a little left time to explain something here. So this is how you deal with large, very large. Don't use filter, but you have another technique for filtering. And the technique for filtering, it's, for example, I want Anna to work. See Anna work. And A and N work. So that means he found me A and N here. A and N, A and N, A and N. So how do I do that in a relationship? How I can have partial title, partial text that will find me something. Normally, it doesn't work that way. You know, if you don't have the exact name in the relationship, it doesn't work. But here it works. So how the hell I'm doing this? Okay. So I renamed, I was using another name for my custom function, but now you will find the name of the custom function. So let me rename it. So now I call it index. I call it, this is what my old version of it. So now I call that index. Okay. So if you go in the Empower Search, I have a custom function here. You can use it called index. Okay. Okay. So what the index do? I explained that also. I'm explaining that in the in another video, but I'm going to explain again. See this, the link origin and the link destination. See what it is? I have spook and let's say I'm creating a new one. So by default, I have 1, 1. See, by default, 1, 1. Then I said I want from Airdrie to Abbotsford, and I validate this. I commit. You know, it should have do that. Hold on. Why it doesn't do that? Oh, yeah, because I normally have a script that do that. So full name, destination full name. No, what was the name of the thing? Hold on. Yeah, destination full name. So destination full name and origin full name. Okay. So I copied this here, and I copied this here. Okay. See, now is indexing my text here. Okay. So is indexing my text. So he put all the possibility A, AB, ABB, ABBO, ABBOT, ABBOT, then B, BB, BBO, BO, BO, then BO, BO, C, O, S, you know, is indexing my name. So if I say, you know, I said Anna something, Anasis, for example, I said Anasis, okay? He said A, N, A. So see what he's doing this. So now that my link, this is what I'm using in my relationship. So this is the parent key. This is a foreign key. If I put AN, it will find it. It will find it. But it will find Annapolis. It will find Anne, Lake Saint Anne, Annapolis, Anasis. You know, it will find other cities because AN. If I put an A, I'm going to restrict this. Bam, I have less thing. And if I put a C, now I have this. And if I put an I, See, now I've only analysis as a destination. So now, let's say I'm putting ANN here, okay? Or now I have much more, and I'm putting WH here. So now I have this. So I don't need to have the whole name here. I can type partial. And that's the beauty of this. Because not only is fast as hell, but you have all the goodness of a search of perform find. Correct? And you can search on the, for example, I said, oh yeah, I don't remember, but you know, let's say you say, okay, you know, let's say you said, I don't remember the name of the city, but I know the city end with cis. There. Oh, and the destination is something like a Ectoria, Pretoria is ending with Ria. Okay, I have it. Now I say, okay, you know, I don't remember, but I remember that there's assist something, you know, analysis, you know, it's you know, what? Oh, it's because this is empty. Sorry, you know, that's why it cannot be empty. When it's empty, it doesn't work. Okay, so it's assist something, and it's whatever Tor something, you know. I find it. So you can you can even search in the middle of the text, which perform find cannot do that. You know, I mean, yeah, you can do that in perform find, but you know what I mean. So you replace a perform find using, because if you want to do a test, okay, let's do a nasty test. Okay, let's do this. I like nasty. So nasty test. I do this, and you know what? Destination name. I want to use the, you know, I want to use this. Oh, yeah, because I'm hiding this when I when I am in find mode. So I want Victoria. That's kind of fast though. It's kind of fast, but you go to and but you found the rates that has Victoria. You didn't, you know what I mean? It's not the same thing at all. Excuse me. This is not this demo is POS. Sorry for that. But it's not the same. You found the local rate with the Victoria here. It's not the same thing. And I have only 5,000 records here, so that's why it was fast. But to do something like that with a filter in the middle, you know what I mean, right? So it's very this technique here with the combination of. But I'm not going to come again explaining this, because I'm explaining that again and again and again and again. There's plenty of videos, and the one that we shared is the one you need to look for. The indexing, and then you are replacing a perform find with in a relationship. Okay, so it's the relationship itself that does the search. Okay, so now I want to show you something that is very, very cool. So yeah, I want to show you something. They had a problem in this company, and that's why they hired me in the first place. The problem was performance. Okay, not mentioning this rate system here, that in their old system was like horrible, terrible, catastrophic. But they have a shipment. The shipment is very, very complicated. Why? Because they have a rates. They have different rates with different types. They have different destination with different prices. Okay, and they have from 1 to 24. Let's say we call that pounds. Okay, let's say we have a pound, for example. Okay, so do I have a pound here? Okay, let's say blocks is you know, kind of a box. From 1 box to 24 box is one price. From 25 to 50 actually is decreasing. More you go, more is decreasing. Okay, more box you have, better discount you have. Right? Makes sense, right? So you have one step, it's the rate. Then you have the lane from that city to that city. Then you have from that to that, and you have the price. But they have another problem also. The customers have assigned rates, right? And then you have minimum, maximum. You have a lot of data that got involved here. So each customer can have a different block rates, and each block rates can have different destination and different prices. So it was crazy complicated. And what they wanted, okay, they wanted this. They wanted something that based on all this organization, that if I'm changing this, it changed the price. If I say 25, 125, or let's say 12, it was working right before, and now it doesn't work right. Always the same. FTL, maybe I'm not in the right. Yeah, I'm in the right. So anyway, so here how it works, you know. Let's go to this destination from let's go to Nick Hunter here. Nick Hunter, I'm on block, so that is the block is the ITM 7864. 64. Okay, so they have a price here, see? So from 21, so they have different prices, okay? So, and from Anasis to Victoria, okay? So 200 to 250. So if I go there, I put 252. Should change. Oh, no, that I have an error here. I have an error. It doesn't, because I'm not in the right destination. Okay, anyway, let me explain how, you don't need to see the result, but I want to explain how it works. How you get something that complicated when you have to retrieve a single record, one record, buried under thousands and thousands of records across multiple tables, because you need to check the customer, the rates, the size, the weight, the price, the destination. You have a lot of things you have a lot of criteria to search this. So here how it works. First of all, you collect all the criteria you need. The customer ID, the type, the weight, the ID of the city of origin, and the ID of the destination. So you collect those information. Then you have a script here that does all for you, okay? So it's the 1900. So what does the 1900 do? It's a pesos. So I get all the information I need, you know? I take all my information, all the ID in that is running on server, by the way. Here I am on server. I sent the script, I sent the information on server, okay. It goes to the customer, and then he search for that ID, okay? That's what he's doing. So it goes, he search for that ID. That is, I use a search because for that is the fast way. Because you want one ID on one field. It's straightforward. Okay, if there's an error, that means if there's nothing, it stops everything. Then I have a field here that I'm using for relationship, where I put the rate type. Then I'm using the go to related record from that customer. I go to the related record based on the rates type, and the related record goes to the rate table. Then from the rate table, I set two fields. From the rate table, I'm setting two fields with the ID of origin and the ID of destination. And then I'm going to go to related records to the rate lanes. You know that the table we have 80,000 records, and it shows me the destination for that guy, for that the record for that destination. Then in the rate lane, I'm setting another global field with the weights in the rate lane. And then I go to the related record and I'm taking the rate lane items, which pretty much the price. You remember what I said from 1 to 2, is that price, from 3 to 4, that price from, okay.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I have my final price. So what I'm doing here, I start with the customer, I look for my customer, then I'm setting globals with what I want from that customer to go, and I'm using go to red record, go to red record, go to red record, go to red record, and I'm setting the global fields. I'm setting the global field to set the relationship with the IDs that I want and I need. I'm not doing perform fine, perform fine, perform fine. If you do perform fine, is slow to death. So what I want to explain here is that using go to the red, when you have large data set, okay, large relationship, like we said, you need to use that technique of create a relationship that is most of the time created just for that. That's why I call them GTRR. Always, in my relationship, I'm always calling my stuff when I need to go to red records, and when those, when those, what's the name? When those relationships are built, are purpose built to be used as such, pretty much such capability, like gathering data based on a global. I'm calling them GTRR. So I have plenty. So, for example, I have one that says from customer to customer rates by rate type. Then I have another one by rate to rate lane by origin, right? You remember that exactly what I told you, right? So this is what I show here, right? So you got the point here. You create a relationship that will act as a filtering, like the relationship will act as a search. And you put on the fly, you set the globals that will be used inside that relationship, where you can have a personal, a customizable kind of search based on the relationship, right? And what it will put your ravioli in evolution, like to say, is that you can even use my index technique in your relationship, that you can have a partial data entry and still have a filtering with the go to red record that will work, right? So it's a lot. What? No, Nick is not a fan. What is it? Oh yeah, you can do SQL. So here we have a discussion on Discord.
Yes, about SQL and if it's faster than the go-to.
Okay. Something you need to learn about SQL, and I'm going to explain that again. What do you think SQL is doing in FileMaker? What do you guys think is doing? Do you think FileMaker created a special data management engine for SQL? Do you think FileMaker has a separated product inside FileMaker that act differently? The SQL, when you type your SQL statement, you know what it's doing? FileMaker in the background is doing nothing else but what I just do in my script. FileMaker is going to analyze the statement text that the text that you put in the statement of the SQL, is going to translate that into a FileMaker capability, which is go to red records, which is relationship, which is all of this. There's nothing magical. You will have difficulty to get a SQL statement that works in my stuff here. In this stuff here, the 1900 script, good luck to debug this on SQL. You need 10 days to come with a SQL statement that do that. Okay, so SQL, no, it's not working. Here I know what I'm doing. I'm using FileMaker. I'm setting the fields. And trust me, it's instant. That's why, when I use this prototype here and I sold them the development, because they say, okay, this is incredible. Because in the other system, to retrieve our what's the name, a rate price, right? It was taking like 12 minutes, spinning wheel for 12 minutes, and when with mine, they were getting a half, let's say a third of a second spinning wheel. Okay, so no, SQL is not the answer of everything. When I never use SQL in my entire life, so and I spend my time removing SQL from people, because SQL, most of the time, when you don't know exactly what you're doing on SQL in FileMaker, you can, like Moki said, build an abomination. And because you don't have the control, you don't have a simple way to debug. You cannot use script debugger and see what's going on. You cannot use data viewer and see all those if everything is good in the ID of origin, ID of destination. You have to understand that everything you do needs to be debuggable easily, like this. If I do this, see, I have this happening. Okay, so I have this. Oh yeah, it's very fast, but I can debug I can debug my what's the name here. If I do this and I change this back, I can debug easily this, this script. Okay, this is what I have. I have all my information here, all the ID of customer, rate type, okay, size, origin, destination. So now I can debug, I can go and see if it's taking the right records. You know what I mean? So I can debug much easier.
I did want to come back to one thing, and that is just that you were asking about sorting. And I did go back and look, and next Wednesday, so that might be another you and me day, we will be going over FileMaker sorting portals versus sorting relationships.
Okay. Yeah.
So that will be next week.
Yeah, next week. That will be okay. That will be the follow-up on this. So now I introduce you to the concept of actually that's why we made that one first and then the sort after, because it wouldn't make sense to do the sort before, because you need to understand what I was talking about, the large data set, so
right.
So now next week we are going to explain the sort, and I'm going to go more deeper on I'm going to explain how FileMaker works. Okay, I'm going to explain the basic foundation of how FileMaker treat the relationship works, and I think based on this you will understand now why what you were building was slow, or why you will understand much more things, because I'm going to show you things that normally you didn't see things like that. You didn't think the FileMaker relationship that way. Okay,
right.
And that will be interesting.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm excited for that. Since I only come once a week now and it happens to be Wednesdays, I will look forward to next Wednesday. Alrighty, well, thank you everyone for joining us today, and take care, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
You too. Bye-bye, everybody.
just stepped up the whole way. Calm, cool, collected the quarterback. Great read, good patience. More importantly, great job up front protecting this quarterback to give you a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
Try to rally down 10. 9:25 to go here in the fourth. Short motion by Amendola from the left. Brady takes the shotgun snap, stands in, throws it left for Amendola, reaches up and snacks a high throw and lands inside the 10, rolling to the 9. Ball slightly behind him, but Danny makes the grab.